Thank you, Chairman Young. I want to start by welcoming our tribal leaders who have come from far and wide to be here. Thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to help us understand your views on these bills. I especially want to welcome a good friend of mine, Chairman Robert Martin of the Morongo Band of Mission Indians. Chairman Martin has led the band for over 25 years. He grew up in Banning, California, and he is respected throughout Indian country in the United States for his commitment to economic development, tribal traditions, and community service. The Morongo story is the perfect example of what happens when federal policies enable tribes to develop their economies. The Morongo Band owns one of the most successful casinos in California, which is a source of over 3,000 jobs and a major contributor to the Coachella Valley and Southern California economy. In addition, Chairman Martin has been instrumental in establishing one of the largest bottling plants in the western United States, opening one of the most successful restaurant franchises in the country, and developing programs to administer justice and health care to tribal members. The Morongo Band is a good community member, giving generously every year to local community groups. Mr. Chairman, today we have before us 4 bills, all of which are focused on developing tribal economies and bolstering tribal self-sufficiency. My bill, H.R. 4867, the Economic Development Through Tribal Land Exchange Act, would aid economic development in the city of Banning, California, through a land swap supported by all of the parties involved. Currently, the Morongo Band of Mission Indians and a private landowner, Mr. Lloyd Fields, would like to exchange 2 parcels of land which are similar in size and value, but are restrained from doing so because one of the parcels is currently held in trust by the United States on behalf of the tribe. My bill facilitates an equitable land swap between the Morongo tribe and the landowner to provide more consolidated reservation land for the tribe and commercial development opportunities for the city of Banning and Riverside County. This is the type of bill that we can all support for the simple reason that it benefits all parties involved by spurring economic development and job creation. H.R. 3229, the Indian Health Service Advancement Appropriations Act of 2013, is a bill that you, Chairman Young, introduced and that I am proud to co-sponsor. This bill will authorize advance appropriations to the Indian Health Service. As an emergency medicine physician, I know how important it is for a healthcare organization to be able to plan ahead to meet the needs of its patients. I look forward to working on this bill and support it moving forward. H.R. 4546, the Department of the Interior Tribal Self-Governance Act of 2014, was introduced by Ranking Member DeFazio and is aimed at promoting tribal self-governance. Mr. Chairman, as you know, the only federal Indian policies that have succeeded in benefiting tribal nations are those that recognize the inherent sovereignty of tribal governments and that support a tribe's right to manage its own affairs. For too long, the federal government violated tribal sovereignty in the administration of tribal programs with disastrous effects. Self-governance tribes have been successful in managing their own programs. Tribal economies have flourished under self-governance. Mr. DeFazio's bill is a bipartisan effort that makes technical and streamlining changes to the underlying law to better enable self-governance tribes to work with federal government to administer their own programs. I strongly support this bill and look forward to its enactment this Congress. Finally, Mr. Chairman, we will be reviewing a Senate Bill S-1603, the Gun Lake Trust Land Reaffirmation Act, which simply affirms that the land taken into trust for the Gun Lake Tribe in Michigan is Indian land and is rightfully held in trust by the United States for the tribe's benefit. The bill is needed to protect approximately 1,000 jobs. It passed the Senate by unanimous consent, and I support its swift passage through this body and its enactment into law. Chairman Young, the Gun Lake bill would not be needed if the Carcieri fix was enacted. Fixing the Supreme Court's backwards interpretation of the Indian Reorganization Act in Carcieri versus Salazar, a 2009 case that has unwound 75 years of agency practice and that has called into question the status of tribal lands across the country. Any member of Congress that is in favor of economic certainty and job creation must be in favor of solving the problems the Carcieri decision created. Thankfully, there is not one, but 2 bills that would fix the Carcieri decision within this subcommittee's jurisdiction. These bills have co-sponsors on both sides of the aisle and are supported by Indian country. That is why I'm baffled as to why this committee has repeatedly refused to consider the bills, despite advocacy from both sides of the aisle and Indian country. Chairman Young, you have publicly expressed your support for a hearing on this bill, and time is running out, and that's why I must take the opportunity and advocate for a hearing on the carcieri fix. I appreciate your support of these bills, and I yield back my time.